Welcome everyone to the Simpson College Coaches Show. I'm Zach Jevney. Thanks for watching. Today I'm joined by men's soccer head coach Mike Wilson. The Storm men are currently 5-7 overall and 2-1 in the Iowa Conference. Coach Wilson, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Now, both of those conference wins came last week against BV and Cornell, and you came from behind in both of those. What's given your guys the ability to come back from an early deficit and come away with the win?
Well, I think the greatest thing was that in both those games, the senior leadership kind of showed up. The upperclassmen stepped up with Lucas Hawk in both games. Against BV, we were up 1-0 because of a goal from Lucas and stepping into his role. It's more of the guys finally adapting to the system of play that we're in and executing the way we wanted in those games. I felt like we did well in both of them to overcome that challenge of being behind a goal in both matches. Just lack of focus to start with, and then playing the remainder of the game.
So, I mean, you mentioned lack of focus. I mean, is that all it is in putting yourself kind of in that early hole? What can you do to avoid getting down early?
Well, I think it's within it's certainly on the team's shoulders to be prepared. I think we come out a bit flat. We haven't done well on the road. Those were our first two road wins of the game as well. So progress was made in that way too. So I think just after being on the bus for 4 hours, sitting down, then getting warmed up and then stepping out there, I think it's just more of a mental thing than anything physical and preparation. So for those guys just to be more focused when we get right at the kickoff. So
is there a change in routine that you guys try to do maybe on the road then? I mean, to avoid the letdown when you're traveling.
Right. We try to. It's just sticking to the schedule against Cornell. We get there. We got there a little closer to game time. We had to travel the week earlier. We went up to Gustavus, where we were there about 2 hours ahead before the women played ahead of us. So I think it helped us both at BV and Cornell, where we played first. It was something we got to get off the bus and go play. So I think we've done better that way. But as far as preparations for us, it's this time of the year where routine, we feel it's important to kind of maybe break from routine a little bit and establish a new pregame setup that we feel like the guys will be a little more sharper. Sometimes routining the important is good, but there's also a sharpness that we want out of our guys. So we're looking to experiment with that a little bit in the next coming weeks.
Now, you mentioned Lucas Hawk. He scored 3 goals against Cornell. As being one of the leaders on the team, is it just him, or are there some other guys stepping up as well?
Well, on the scoreboard, I mean, statistically, Luke's stepped to the plate and did something that only a handful of guys have done in the 6 years that I've been here. But we've actually moved him into the striker position in those, and that he was up the field more and finished off the 3 great opportunities that we had against Cornell. So I think to support that, you look at the guys that got him the ball. You had Mark Lahart involved on the first goal on Saturday against Cornell, getting the ball wide and swinging it across. The week before, again against BV, he tracked down a ball and laid a ball back to Chris Capper, who crossed it over to him. So I think Mark is coming into his own, a little more comfortable on the right side than on the left. Pretty happy with that. And then, assists from Pat Alt from our back line, getting a service in from the back line, as well as Jeremy Reinert getting pushed up the field and getting assists as well. So all those guys are starting to contribute. And I think if you look at the statistics as well, although Luke has shown in these last 2 games, if you look at that, we've had a handful. I would say we have 5 different guys that have scored. And a couple guys with a couple assists too, with Mark having 5 assists, which is great, which is exactly what we want out of an outside midfielder, is servicing those balls in. And I think we'll continue to get better now that we kind of have the guys where we need them, where they want to be. So.
Now you've got a couple more conference matches coming up at home this week. I've got Co on Wednesday, the 13th, and Luther on Saturday, the 16th.
Right.
What are you looking for out of those 2 opponents?
Both games are going to be highly contested conference games. It's going to be the battle of the teams that are trying to climb. With Co being haven't been in the tournament in quite some time. In the 6 years I've been here, they haven't made the conference tournament, every year finishing in that 7th spot, just itching to get through. They've pulled some results against us the last 2 years. They're a very good team. They've had some good results against common opponents that we've had. It's a team that's I would say junior, sophomore, freshman heavy. So they're in that progress of building, and they're going to possess the ball well, and it's going to be a very good match on Wednesday. We'll really see if our experience can outmatch theirs. And being at home is great for us. We play well at home, so we're excited about that. And knowing, too, that when we win games, we're not just scoring a goal. We're scoring a couple. So that's a good thing for us. If we know we get the ball in the back of the net, we're going to score a couple times and build our confidence. Luther, man, they're at a point in their season where they're kind of they're 0-4 in conference. So they're looking to bounce back and start getting some wins, well-needed wins. They're a great team. I mean, heck, they knocked off McAllister at home in mid-September, which is ranked, has been ranked in the top 10 in the region. So they're a good team, and I would just say maybe Lady Luck hasn't been on their side lately, so it's going to be a highly contested game on Saturday. So both really good teams. Our discipline, how disciplined we are, is going to allow us to be successful in those and get the result that we need. So excited to test ourselves out against those teams as well. You win those two, and we're 4-1 in the conference, and now we're looking to make the climb. We'd have Loris after that, and then we'd have Wartburg. So, I mean, those would be the remaining matches after this weekend, and Central as well. Another one in there that they're all doing really well right now. So
tough conference schedule coming up. So good luck in those games.
Right, thank you.
Thanks for stopping by, Coach Wilson. And the Storm will be in action at Buxton Stadium Wednesday the 13th against Co. 7 o'clock, and also versus Luther on Saturday, October 16th at 2 p.m. We'll catch you next time on the Simpson College Coaches Show. Thanks again for watching.